Welcome to Collecting Chaos. My name is James, and today we're going to clean Porky Pig. That's right. We're going to work on this comic a little bit, see if we can't clean it up a little bit, make it look a little bit nicer. Now, I won't be pressing it. That's going to be in a future video because I want to use a cold press or a mechanical press on it, and I haven't gotten it yet. It hasn't shown up yet, and apparently it's going to take a little longer to get than what it was supposed to. Got an email. They said, hey, we're waiting on more to come in. As soon as it comes in, we'll get your order out. And I went, if it's not here in a week, cancel the order. They agreed to that. So there you go. We're going to work on this a little bit, see what we can do with it. What are you waiting for? Let's go. So let's get started. And we're going to start by taking it out of the bag and board. That's always a good place to start. And I'm going to pull it all the way out with the board. I'm going to use this board for right now. I'm going to use it to put under the... Now, I'm not going to do any wet cleaning with that board in there. I don't even know if I'm going to wet clean it. I might, because that might get the stains out. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take a cotton pad, makeup pad, whatever, and I'm just going to go over the... That's how we're going to start. We're just going to go over it just like this and see what kind of surface dirt we get off. I threatened I was going to do this. I was actually thinking about cracking one of the slabs today, and I know people want to see me do that, but I decided to wait. I'm getting some yellow and green off, which is weird. So I'm actually taking some ink off, which seems kind of strange to me. Or am I? I don't know. I'm not a huge fan of using soap on a comic with this much damage on it, but I think I'm going to in this case, simply because it might make it go a little better. It has a lot of creases, so I'm not a big fan of doing it that way, but that's what we're going to do. But before I do that, I need to find a different board to put under there, so I will be right back. And I'm back, and yeah, we'll use this one. As you can see, I've used it before. But before I do that, I just want to go over each page on the inside with the cotton round. Starting with the cover. This actually has a lot of dirt on it. Now this comic is from 1953 and it only has one staple. I have a DC comic that I recently purchased from 1953 that only has one staple. And what I'm thinking, wow, that's a lot of dirt. What I'm thinking is that some of the comics in 1953 were running short on staples because of the war. And the war, of course, I'm talking about is the Korean War, which was winding down, pretty much over by 1953. Of course, it never really ended. It's still going on to this day. There is a ceasefire in effect. Okay, well, as you can see, I pulled a lot of dirt, especially off that page, so I'm going to go ahead and clean the pages and then I'll come back once it's done. I've shown you just how I'm going to do that, so I won't do anything except that. Okay, I got the inside done. What I'm going to do is take this, and we're going to work on the back side for now. And the only reason I'm putting that in there right now is to keep it stable. And what I want to do is I'm going to see what I can take off with an eraser before I start anything else. And of course I clean my eraser after each pass. And I'm doing this kind of quick, probably quicker than I should. I think I'm just going to concentrate on some of the white parts now. And real light. I'm not using any pressure at all, because I don't want to take off any gloss. I just want to take off dirt. And unfortunately the dirt is on top of the gloss, and if we press down too far, you'll take the dirt, sure, but you'll take the gloss also. And of course I'm running it over my little piece of sandpaper there off the camera. We'll bring it on here so you can see me do it. Not getting a whole lot off now, so I'm going to go ahead and go over the whole thing again. Got quite a bit off of that time. Okay, I think that's all I'm going to do on the back as far as using the eraser goes. We'll flip it over to the front now. Pull this out. And now we'll put it back in. And I'm going to go very lightly over this with the eraser, just a few times. I might, before I do that, I'm going to hit up the white gloves that are on here. And then I'll just go over the whole thing with an eraser real lightly. So, let's get started on that. And again, I'm rubbing it on there, but I'm not putting any pressure at all, because that's not the idea. The idea is not to remove gloss, just dirt. And you don't have to put pressure on to get dirt off. This actually has a hole in it, I think. Yeah, it sure does. Has a couple of little pinholes in the cover. Get the eyes a little bit. Okay. And we'll clean that off. And I probably should be using my this eraser, but yeah, I don't see a need for it. Now we're going to go ahead and go over the whole thing. It's not going to make the comic any more valuable. It's just going to make me feel better about it being in my collection. It'll look a little nicer. I can't get it to look too nice because of the number of creases and wrinkles and tears and stuff like that, but actually I shouldn't be working on this white surface because this is what I take pictures on for eBay. So that's not the best thing in the world. Let me get my my mat and stick that under there. I think that'll be a better idea. Yeah. Feel a little better about that. What we're going to do next is we're going to go ahead and use some Immaculate Immaculate on it. And yeah, we're going to do that. And I think I have that in the other room, so I'm going to have to go get it. I'll be right back again. Now, one of the big questions I think people were going to wonder is, am I going to press this? And the answer is yes, but not right away. And the reason I'm not going to press it right away is because first I want to press it flat. As you can see, it does have a spine roll there. And I want to get that out. So I'm going to press it flat first, and I'm going to wait until I get my my manual press. I'm not going to use the heat press on it when I press this. Get a little bit of Immaculate on there, and we're going to start up in this corner, and we're just going to go very gently over the whole thing, see what we can do with it. It's putting quite a bit on there. And I'm going to let that dry. Just like that. I'm going to let it dry, and then we'll go over it again. I think I'm going to go over this about 3 times with Immaculate and then 1 time with distilled water. It would be better if I used ionized water, but I don't have any, and I don't want to pay to have it shipped in because it's not cheap. Making ionized water is not expensive if you have the equipment to do it, but the equipment is not cheap, and having it shipped in is not cheap. So 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. Distilled water works. So that's what I'm going to use. Alright, I'm back and it's nice and dry, so we're going to do it again. This time I'm going to start down here. Got a decent amount off. That's always a good thing. And of course, we're going to let it dry one more time. I am going to do the inside as well, at least once, maybe twice. So, yeah. I'll be back. Now I haven't rinsed the front cover with water yet. I'm going to wait until after I do the inside. And I'm probably going to use even less on this. I just want to see if any of this dirt that's on the inside is going to come off. I have this here so that I don't get it on the newsprint. Because if it doesn't come off, that means it's tanning. It's not actual dirt, it's tanning. And that can be removed with a blue light, if I choose to do so. Taking off a little ink, it's not taking off any of the dirt, so thought I'd give that a try. I'm going to go ahead and let that dry, and as you can see, it's curling up. Going to let that dry, go over it with water, let that dry, then I'll go over the front with water after that dries. I'm back. I'm going to go ahead and go over this with water and the front with water, and I'm going to do the back, front and back the same way I did these, but I'm going to fast forward through that so the video isn't 10 years long, okay, or 10 hours long. So yeah, let me get started on that. Okay, the next thing I need to do, of course, is to remove that, take that out. I will be steaming this or putting it in a humidity chamber. I'm not sure which yet. I'll probably steam it, and then once I get my, I ordered it, but once I get my mechanical press, I'll go ahead and put it into a, I'll go ahead and try to get this spine roll out. In the meantime, let's take a look and see what kind of gloss we have on this, shall we? Reflects really nicely. Yeah, so even though it's in bad shape, it is a whole lot cleaner. Obviously, it still has the stains. Same with the back. A whole lot nicer. So, yeah. I'm happy with what's happening with it right now. I'm going to leave it until my press comes in. Once my press comes in, I'll show it to you. And we'll go from there. It's liable to be a week or so before I get my press. So I'll show it to you, and we'll get it set up. And yeah, I'll press this down and try to get rid of that spine roll, because that's the next thing I want to do. And that will be a mechanical press, not a hot press, and I'm going to give that a try and see what happens. And if that doesn't work the way I want to, well, I'll just flatten the whole thing out, and then steam it and put it in the hot press and do it that way. But you know, we're going to give the mechanical press a try first. We go back over to me, and we'll close this out.
There you have it. We got Porky Pig a little bit cleaner than what he was. It shines a whole lot better. It reflects the light really well. It's not going to change the grade. I don't care. I just want it to look nice. Now, normally when I clean a comic, I put it in Mylar. The reason I put this back in a poly bag, or the poly bag that it was in, was because it isn't finished. I still want to press it. I still want to do that cold press to it. So once I do the cold press, then I'll put it in a Mylar sleeve. In the meantime, everybody, have yourself a great week, and I'll see you again on Wednesday. Bye.